Ultra runners are really good at convincing themselves they should still race, even when the warning signs are screaming at them. The flights are booked, the Airbnb is paid for, got a lot of the training blocks done. Everybody knows you're supposed to be doing the race, and our brain starts negotiating with reality. Maybe it'll calm down. I'll just tape it. I'll hike more. I'll be able to survive it. Honestly, sometimes the smartest thing an athlete could do is just not start the race at all. Welcome to the Ultra Nurse Podcast. This is where we run long and work even longer. I'm your host, Brad, a flight nurse and paramedic, an ultra running coach, a dad of 3, and a mid-of-the-pack runner, just trying to figure this whole endurance thing out 1 mile at a time. This podcast is about running, especially running long, all while balancing work, family, and everything else that comes with life. All right, party people, it's B-Rad back. I don't know why I said that. I'm such a loser. Back in the studio, which is my basement of my split foyer home in Dubs, Iowa, which is Dubuque. And yeah, we are out of the boot. I don't know if I've done a podcast yet, but I'm out of the boot. 4 weeks in it. It was magnificent. It was everything I remember that it was. And I'm happy to be out of the boot. First week, it's been up and down, a roller coaster. And sometimes it feels good. Sometimes I think it's just as bad as it was. Gosh, what a frustrating thing. I think pulling out of a race before it starts is one of the hardest things that we could do, like as ultra runners. I mean, by the time you're a month out or 2 weeks out or even 3 months out with a major injury or problem, we already are emotionally attached to these races, right? Dude, I've been thinking about doing the Ure 100 for like 3 or 4 years now. I never told anybody because I didn't want people to hold me accountable for actually having to do it or like to talk me out of doing it. Or I was just kind of afraid because yes, as somebody that's like a mid of the pack runner from flatland of Dubuque, Iowa, to go out there and do such a thing is extremely hard and daunting. But like I'm emotionally attached to that race. And it isn't just a race anymore. It's my goal. It's been my focus. It's been my plan. It's been my motivation. I like for the past 6 months since I actually laid down the money and pulled the trigger and told people I've been doing it, I built my life around it. Well, one of the aspects of my life, right? My life is still first is God, second is my children and family. But then next up would be this race, like for real. My long runs revolved around it. All the dang sprinting I did in the threshold workouts in the winter. My weekends, weekdays, my off days revolved around it. Again, my family knew about it. My friends knew about it. People following online knew about it. And honestly, I think like ultra runners become way emotionally invested in these races before the race even gets there. I know. So when the possibility of not racing it creeps in, it feels extremely, extremely personal. Like part of you is getting ripped away, right? And the culture makes it worse. The ultra running culture makes it worse. It honestly does. I honestly do. And I know somebody's going to disagree with me. I say stupid shit on here all the time that people disagree with, and I get comments. And I don't care. This is the way I feel. I think our culture makes this even harder sometimes, right? Because this sport glorifies toughness. That's a true statement. We glorify toughness, and some of that is really good, right? That grit mentality. The grit mentality is part of what makes ultra running really special. But I also think it's celebrated a little too much at times, really. Like when you hear the no excuses, stay hard, never quit, pain's temporary. All that stuff has value, but there's a point where it stops being tough and starts being really stupid and reckless. Dude, like for instance, I know I'm going to take a ton of heat on this. I know. I'm prepared for it. I don't really give a shit. That watching the last dude finish Cocodona 250 this year was stupid. That was reckless. It was dumb. And we should not be celebrating that. I don't care. I know. No, that's to no offense to that gentleman. Dude, I admire that willpower to keep going. But dude, that should not be allowed. That should not be allowed in the somebody's gonna fucking die doing that. Excuse my language. Like when you have to hold somebody up by the hair to keep their head up, like that is and this is me as a medical professional and as a human being as well. But that is so reckless and stupid. We should not be celebrating that. I'm sorry. Like if you can't cross the finish line without being dragged by two human beings, that doesn't count. That is stupid. That should be an automatic. You're DNF'd. Like, I'm sorry. I know you came 251 miles or 252 miles to get to that point, and you might have been fined up until a mile. I don't care. We can't do that, people. That is reckless, man. Just imagine if you were one of those gentlemen dragging somebody like that and they passed away. Now you got that on your conscience. Hell, you might even have involuntary on a charge paper handed to you. That's my thoughts on that. Again, no offense to that dude. I'm more power to him. I admire it, right? I do. I admire that willpower and the never quit, but we can't. My opinion is we can't be doing that stuff, guys and girls. I gotta move on. Oh my God, I'm gonna take so much heat from that. I don't care. We need to be safer. Like that's bad for the sport, right? Maybe not, right? Maybe you don't think it is. But back on point, I think we are really, 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 really good ultra runners. Most of us. I should put asterisks all over this episode. Oh my God, everybody's tuning out already. But we are really good at rationalizing bad decisions. We really are. We're guilty. 2 hands up in the air, guilty. I am terrible at rationalizing bad decisions all throughout my life. Even when I was drinking and shit, I always relate, even my relationships. Just kidding. All my baby mamas out, every female that I dated, that's not towards you. Anyways, wasn't much. Oh my gosh, this is the worst episode of all time. No, but we rationalize bad decisions, especially when that big race is there, right? And that's my current situation, right? So I'm talking about this right now because I'm on the edge. I'm at the crossroads, right? I've been living in this mental battle for the past, I mean, it's been 6 weeks now, past 6 weeks, right? Well, yeah, 6 weeks since I had my MRI, just about, give or take. And been living it. And like this heel injury that I have, if you haven't listening, I got like some stress stuff going on in the calcaneus. Was in a boot for 4 weeks and haven't been able to run. I haven't ran in like 6 weeks, right? But it just did not show up magically. It wasn't a one pop and oh no, my heel. Remember Caddyshack? Oh look, my arm, it's broke. It's my movie reference for the show. But there were warning signs, right? That pain would come and go, weird symptoms, pain after runs, pain during runs, aches that made no sense. And honestly, I kept negotiating with reality. I really did. I chased shoes. I tried different approaches. I backed off here and there. I cross-trained. I went, seen this person, that person. I did start seeing medical professionals and just chase it around and around. And then I told myself it'll calm down. I can still salvage my fitness. I can make this work. A lot of us runners think like this, so we do this, right? Because once a race becomes emotionally attached to us, objectively gets really hard, especially when that race means something big to you. And this is where the sunk cost trap gets dangerous, right? This is something we got to talk about because suddenly brains are, The sunk cost trap is when your brain starts saying, I already paid for this race, can't get my money back. I already trained for months, right? Paid for the coach. I paid for the gym, I paid for this. The hotel is booked or the Airbnb's booked. Flights are booked. Everybody expects me to do this. I bought all my gels, I got my shoes ready, I got all my gear ready. And now you are no longer making a smart athletic decision because you're trying what you're trying to do there again is you're trying to emotionally justify and continuing. It's different. Like we're really bad at separating those two things, right? And then legit reasons to serious. So here's the things. Legitimate reasons to I want to move on. Legit reasons to seriously consider pulling out before the race. Now this is the main reason behind this because I know there's people out here that are on the cusp, myself included. I'm going to go back and I'm going to listen to this episode of these outlines that I talked and I'm like, yeah. And because I need to hear this. I need to say this publicly. If your injury is changing the way you move, right? That's a major red flag. If you're limping or compensating, unable to run normally, changing your gait, that stuff right there matters because compensation injuries happen fast. If your body cannot tolerate training, if your body can't tolerate training, how in the hell do you think it's going to tolerate 50 to 100 miles in the mountains? You know what I mean? Like, come on, let's be serious. We need to ask ourselves that. I'm asking myself that right now. Like, really, I'm like, oh, I can still pull this off. I can still do it, right? And it's like, dude, I did a 4-mile hike today and like my heel hurts tonight. How do I, what am I thinking, right? Or the pain, next one, pain keeps escalating. It's another huge flag. That pain continues getting worse, especially if it's like a bone pain or an area of a tendon, or if it's instability or sharp pain. That's not like running soreness. It's not. It needs to be something checked out. Inability, another reason is the inability to train consistently. It's another one we ignore. If your training has completely fallen apart for weeks or months, and I don't mean like you missed a few runs or you missed a week here and there, but like consistently, right? If you cannot complete like a bunch of long runs, or you have to keep starting your training, or you keep taking setbacks. And I'm not meaning like, oh, I had a bad week or a bad run, like consistent setbacks in your training, or you can't build volume, all that matters. And at some point, you got to ask yourself, am I actually prepared for what I'm trying to do? And that's a hard question to ask, and it's a hard question to ask yourself. Mental burnout before race day. I don't think this gets talked about enough. If you are mentally like just depleted, I don't mean like just going through the ebbs and flows or the taper blues. If you are just depleted, that's a problem. Like if every single run feels miserable, if you just absolutely dread training, I think that's your body trying to tell you something. Like if you're already emotionally cooked, because races are extremely stressful. I know we always say like, go out and enjoy yourselves, and they are fun, but they are stressful. It's stressful. Yeah, I just don't think that adding a massive endurance event on a depleted nervous system, it's going to go really poorly. And then like significant life stresses, right? Like a divorce or like a financial collapse, a bankruptcy, or like a family crisis, or you know what I mean? Or like work stresses, life stresses that affect your training and recovery. And sometimes we do use this to escape these stresses. But when you're already running on fumes, like honestly, we have to admit it. Like maybe this isn't the right season for me. It's not a weakness. That is not a weakness. Dude, if you're just found out that your like wife or your husband or something is cheating on you and you think the right thing to do is to go run 100 miles in 2 weeks, I don't know if that's so good. Like, I don't know. That saying like this might not be the right time to do this. That might be maturity. This one's a no-brainer. Ignoring medical advice. Ignoring medical advice. And again, this is coming from a medical professional, and I ignore medical advice all the time. Not so much, well, oh, podiatrist, I love y'all, but I'm so sick of seeing. I love podiatry, but I hate the problem with the foot stuff is, and most or ortho stuff is, oh, well, you just gotta listen to your body. And it's like, oh, damn it. I just like concrete answers sometimes. I like, hey, 8 weeks, run. It's always like, oh, you just got to listen to your body. Fucking listen to it for 6 damn months. That hits. Just ignoring medical advice section that I wrote down here is hard. It's really hard for me. We're really good at hearing what we want to hear, right? But we are really bad at at listening to what we don't want to hear, if that makes any sense. We search on Reddit. I do. I search on Reddit for like validation. I fucking hate that word validation. I am such a potty mouth tonight. No, I hate valid. Oh my God. I've seen too many Instagrams of chicks talking about validation and dudes. Sorry. Don't mean to be sexist here. I'm not sexist. I got to cut this clip out. Ignoring medical advice. This one, this is the section right here. Because we are really good at hearing what we want to hear, but we are terrible at listening to what we don't want to hear, if that makes any sense. It makes sense to me, and that's all that matters here. But like, for real, if you think about that, just think about that. I believe that most of us runners are really good at hearing what we want to hear, but we are terrible at listening to what we don't want to hear. And then we also might doctor shop to try to get different answers that'll support what we want, right? We'll also search on Reddit for validation. I don't know how many searches I performed about calcaneal stress fractures, trying to find somebody that miraculously came back after 4 weeks and just started running 60 miles again with a ton of vert. I don't think it's going to happen, but I keep searching for it, right? Or finding that one comment on social media that says, oh, I had that and I ran through it and I was just fine. You just got to run through it. And then meanwhile, you find a bunch of other comments that are telling us to just stop. So at main point, I think athletes, like especially endurance athletes, we tend to confuse. We need to be careful not to confuse denial with optimism. And honestly, I think DNS, a smart DNS, which for all you non-ultra listeners out there means did not start, is way more respectable than forcing yourself into a pointless DNF, which is a do not finish. Because a DNS usually means like you made the hard decision before things got catastrophic. A DNS, when I see DNSs in people's ultra sign up, I automatically give them the benefit of the doubt that, like, damn, something shitty must have happened to them. Like something must have came up. It's never, my first thought is never like, oh, they just didn't want it or they didn't put the work in. No, I immediately go to like, damn, they must have got hurt or somebody close to them must have passed away or gotten sick or that, financial strain or something bad happened to them. Because that's a hard decision to make. And when I see a DNF, I usually think that, yeah, those runners ignored something for far too long. That's what I think. Like they either ignored like a fueling issue or a foot issue or something. That's my immediate thought. I mean, and this is not always the case, right? I don't know. I just think that runners need to normalize this. Like missing one race is painful, but like missing years of running is way worse, right? Because I'm at that crossroad. I'm like, I could, I could go out. I could, dude. Like literally, like I'm at that crossroad. I so want this so badly. This has been on my radar for years. I have everything planned, everything. All the details are ironed out. I laid down the VO2 max workouts, which are not fun for me. I don't like doing them. I laid down the thresholds. I did the weight training. I ran through pain, which is dumb. Dumb. This is self-inflicted. I paid for the VRBO, whatever it's called, the Airbnb 2.0, whatever it is. I got all my gear. I have all my packs ready. I have everything. I have everything. I have the raincoats, the everything, but I have the shoes figured out, the poles, the coach, all that stuff. And it's just like, damn, dang it. And so I don't know. I could go out there. I could give it my best. And do I think I could do it? Yeah, I do. But there's a big possibility that F up it again. And then my whole year might be done. I just want to get back to running as soon as I possibly can. I really do at this point. So I don't know what I'm going to do here. It's been incredibly frustrating. It really has been. Anyways, enough about me. Follow, you'll have to tune in. I'll make a decision in the next 2 weeks, but I want to talk about when is it worth starting anyways, regardless, right? Now to balance it all out, like the episode. Because not because we talked about reasons why maybe you should pull out or whatever, but not every imperfect build, like your building block, means you should pull out. Not I know very few people where you said, oh, my training blocks or my training plan went absolutely perfect. I felt amazing the whole time. No, it doesn't happen. And taper anxiety is real and fear is real. And you know what? Some injuries do calm down. They really do. And some rough patches turn around. And then some athletes, they still go out and they do incredible races despite the imperfect training. So this isn't me, like, I'm not out here saying like, oh, things get hard, quit. Not at all. I just think runners need to like honestly evaluate risk, long-term consequences, and actual readiness instead of blindly racing because their ego wants the belt buckle. Like the long-term thinking. And I'm like, I'm learning this right now, right? Well, I hope this one race could cost me 6 months to a year of future running. And it's hard. It's really hard. But like when I look at it 5 years from now, is this DNS gonna matter to me much? Probably not. Because I can go back next year, right? God willing, and do it. I hope so. So but like a catastrophic injury, that might be huge. That might be huge. Honestly, the strongest thing an endurance athlete could do is protect their future instead of forcing a single race. I really think that. And this injury of mine has changed my perspective on a lot of things. Oh God, it's like if you haven't experienced this, and I guarantee you, I would bet the farm that most of the listeners right now that ultra run, you're gonna experience this when you're gonna get running temporarily taken away from you. It's just part of the sport. It's part of ultra running. You can't. And if you think I'm wrong, just give it enough time. Give it enough time because it is a hard sport. It's a very hard sport. And I think if you're doing all these miles and this training, it's going to catch up to you one day or another. And I'm not saying don't do this sport at all. It's the greatest sport in the world. But you have to realize that it's part of the game. And I've been here before. Just not with one of my dream races 48 days away or whatnot. You know what I mean? So I thought I learned all these things before, the patience in perspective and sustainability and long-term thinking. But you know what? I thought I learned it the last time, but I'm still trying to figure it out. Because I don't think any of us have this perfectly figured out. But I do know this right now. And I'll say this, and if you're thinking about these things, and if you're injured and you have a race coming up, you know what? There's nothing weak about making a smart decision. It's sometimes the toughest thing an athlete can do, like for real. For real. Let me say that again for all you people injured out there with like a summer race on there. Sometimes there's nothing weak about making a smart decision. Sometimes it's the toughest thing we could do. Really is. So I don't know. I hope that helps somebody. I hope I'm going to go back and I'm going to listen to this, and I hope it helps me because I have to make a decision here in like a couple weeks. I'm going to give it a couple more weeks. I'm hoping for a miracle. I'm hoping I'm going to be patient for another couple weeks. 1 week. And if I don't start seeing improvement, I'm going to pull the plug on Ure, and I'm just going to shut running down for the immediate future, foreseeable future. And yeah, give it another month before I try to run again, and just let the heel really, really, really calm down. And then hopefully I'll be able to run the Mines of Spain 100 in October. That's where I'm at right now. So I'm going to be smart about it. And yeah, I'll still go out. I'm still going to go out. I'm going to take a vacation with my dad, right? Still go out and we'll watch the Hard Rock coming into town that Saturday before. And then if I don't run it, I know a couple people out there now that are going to be running it. So I'll go and maybe volunteer in an aid station or help. They want me to crew them. I'll be out there for them to cheer them on and watch them get their butt buckles and go to the cones. And then next year I'll go back and I will freaking rip it. Anyways, that's a wrap for today. And I want to thank you for spending part of your day, your drive, maybe even part of your shift with me. Take your earbuds out. I don't want you to get caught by management, and that's not the right thing to do, right? But you know what? If this episode has helped you out, or you know another runner that could use this valuable information or incoherent rambling of mine, hey, share it with them. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. And please, please, please go out and give me a like and a follow on my Instagram, Alternurse, and TikTok or YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate that. And get at me with any comments. You can DM me if you want me to talk about a certain topic or cover something certain for you. And yeah, if you want to be on the show and chat a little bit, especially if you work in EMS or the medical industry of such, or fire service or whatever, please, dude, PM me. Let's talk. And I appreciate the hell out of all you being here. Now, if you're healthy, go rip some miles. All right. Love you all. Peace.